thought why some people live more than 100 years of age, whereas most of us live only 60 to 70 years? Studies show that people who live more than 100 years indicates that several agents may play a role in their long lifespans. One of these factors being diet. Long-lived people often exhibit a pattern comprising higher than average consumption of grains, leafy green and root vegetables, fresh milk and fresh fruits, and they manage to eat low moderate quantities of meat and animal fat. Also, they keep low to moderate levels of daily caloric intake and drink only moderate amount of alcohol each day. Physical activity is possibly the most essential factor adding to longevity and good health among long-lived people. Many of them work outdoors and exercise regularly. Regular physical exercise is an essential part of their lives, extending well into their old age. Why do we fall ill? The link between stress and personal health, according to medical experts, is very strong. Some authorities estimate that stress plays some role in 50 to 70% of all physical illnesses. Moreover, included in these percentages are some of the most serious and life-threatening ailments known to medical sciences. To list just a few, stress has been implicated in the occurrence of heart diseases, high blood pressure, hardening of the arteries, ulcers, and even diabetes. Inadequate emotional expression, especially of negative feelings, can have an adverse effect on the progression of certain types of illnesses such as cancer. People who tend to experience negative emotions and also the ones who inhibit self-expression in their social interactions are exhibiting a pattern of behavior recently termed the type D for distress personality types. The individuals who cope with stress by keeping the negative emotions to themselves are likely to experience suppressed immune systems, greater recurrence of cancer, and high mortality rates. In contrast, patients who demonstrate positive effects, especially joy, well-being, and happiness, increase the likelihood of recovery. An intriguing finding is the relation between expression of distress and treatment outcomes. Open expression of negative affect and a willingness to fight illnesses are sometimes associated with greater immune function, decreased recurrence rates, and increased survival time even among patients at an advanced stage of cancer. Emotions can also play a role in progression of hypertension or high blood pressure, a condition in which the pressure within the blood vessels is abnormally high. Prolonged hypertension, when untreated, can result in extensive damage to the entire circulatory system. Indeed, 30% of the cardiovascular disease deaths each year are attributable to hypertension. Some evidence suggests that emotional stressors can affect regulation of blood pressure through neurohormonal mechanisms. For example, anxiety and hostility can increase general arousal and facilitate the release of catecholamines, a class of neurotransmitters that play an important role in the sympathetic nervous system. The release of the catecholamine has the effect of boosting person's overall readiness to act, and a result of blood pressure is a part of this overall readiness. The solution. In most cases, our initial attempts to change our health behavior are unsuccessful. Typically, we become aware of the need to change behaviors, we initiate change, we experience a series of failed attempts at change, and only sometimes do we succeed in changing our behaviors. The nature of this process indicates that we need help and a variety of intervention programs to meet our needs and purposes. Exercise can affect our physical and mental health. Research indicates that only a minority does regularly exercise and intensely sufficient to reduce his or her risk of chronic disease and premature death. This is surprising since it is not very well known that regular and vigorous exercise can significantly reduce individuals' risk of cancer and cardiovascular diseases, even in the presence of other health risk factors including smoking, obesity, high blood pressure, and high blood cholesterol. Experts are taking increasingly active role in developing motivational strategies to get people to take a part in early detection procedures, techniques used to screen for presence of high blood pressure, high blood cholesterol, and some forms of cancer. The identification of these conditions at an early stage can make an enormous difference in the chance for treatment successes, in some cases the difference between life and death too. The current leading cause of death is attributed to a significant degree of characteristics that make up each person's lifestyle, the overall pattern of decisions and behaviors that determine a person's health and quality of life. Indeed, a majority of conditions that now constitute the leading causes of illness and death could be prevented if people would eat nutritious foods, reduce their alcohol consumption, practice safe sex, and eliminate smoking and exercise regularly. Well, that's all for today's video. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Explorified. Also, do press the bell icon. Bye!